This is Subi Alkaline. We on the healthiest podcast in the world. And today I'm here with one of my brothers in the Alkaline community, Alkaline Vegano.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on. Like, everybody knows me personally, I suffer with eczema and nothing worked. I was trying the vegan diet. I was trying what doctors told me. I was trying everything in the world and nothing was working. And then one day I was just tired and I don't know. I just always knew the alkaline was the way, but I just didn't know the right people. And even in the alkaline community, there's some people you can't even trust. But this is one of my brothers, one of the first brothers that helped me. He would send me free products sometimes and just to help me. And this man right here is the truth, yo. And I want you to introduce yourself to the whole world. Like, what are you about? Why'd you, let me ask you this. Why are you in this industry?
So first things first, my name's Andrew. Founder of the Alkaline Vegano, right? And that's a little business I started.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I start? Well, I was feeling like shit, straight up.
How old were you when you felt like that?
So basically, let's put it this way. I worked as a mechanic, right? I was about 20, I want to say 22, 23.
Yeah.
Around there. And I was coming home every day feeling like shit. My back was all fucked up. I was eating like shit. And bro, one day I was just like, man, this can't be it. This can't be I'm doing something wrong, or, this can't be how I'm young, man. I can't be feeling like I'm 50. And basically I started trying to do the vegan thing. It helped a little bit, but I came across Dr. Sebi.
How old were you when you came across that information from Dr.
I want to say 22, 23, give or take, I'm 27 now.
27.
So I was probably 22 because I've been doing this for about 5 years now.
And how was that beginning journey? Because I feel like even back in the day, the community wasn't as strong as today. How was your beginning process? Did you transition to it fully, or was you kind of intermediate, still eating meat, or maybe going vegan but still eating potatoes?
So I did the vegan thing for a month.
Yeah.
And then I came across Dr. Sebi and I was like, man, that's trash.
What, you thought it was hit the information?
No, the vegan thing.
Oh, you thought it was just the vegan?
And then I was like, I'm not doing it. I got to do the alkaline thing.
Okay.
Basically, the way that Dr. Sebi broke it down, it was so simple.
Yeah.
About how, it's really only one disease and the food is really what killing our people. Yeah, it was killing people.
Yeah.
So, I was like, fuck it, let's give it a shot. Basically, right? And then, bro, I told you I did the 1 month vegan. I did the 1 month alkaline. Felt way better alkaline. Way better, right? And then I started messing with the sea moss, right? I started taking herbs, right? And then, one thing led to another. I got friends. My knee, I got inflammation, or I'm sick, and they start hitting me up. Can you make me a jar? Because I started taking the sea moss myself. Oh, where can I get a jar? Or how'd you get? Where do you find it? Or
I see. No, there's a lot of fake sea moss out there. How did you know where to start? Because I feel that's the biggest thing.
Oh, I mean, bro, I definitely got a couple times. For sure. Now, knowing what I know now,
where
I definitely got.
Yeah,
I definitely got
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But as you progress in anything, you get better. The more you do it, you get better and better. Just like anything, like riding a bike. You know what I mean? Like the first time, you was a little shaky and shit. And then, as you get better, you ride in straight lines. You could let go with one hand. You can let go with two hands, So as you get better with things, things come easier. Things flow naturally.
But what was your beginning diet? Because I'm going to be honest, when people be like, yo, I would go alkaline or vegan, but I don't want to eat leaves and trees all day. You know what they mean.
I always like salads and shit.
You you was already in that way.
Yeah, I was never opposed to any of that shit.
Yeah.
But just beforehand, I wasn't eating right. I was just eating fast food and shit.
And you felt like
I felt like shit back then, man.
You felt bad. You didn't.
Yeah, I was just tired all the time and shit.
Because a lot of people like me, eczema led me down this path. Because if I didn't have eczema, I'd probably still be eating trash. You didn't really have such a big
I didn't really have a super health issue, but
you just felt bad. You didn't.
I knew I wasn't doing everything that I could.
Yeah.
And I knew that I shouldn't be tired all the time, and that that type of stuff. And basically, you know, I saw the change in myself, and I was like, nah, this is the truth. You know, this is what works, right? And then as I'm doing this, I'm coming across a whole bunch of other people that, oh, I done healed myself of this, or, you know, I done gave stuff to people, like you were saying, like herbs, and they're coming to me like, oh, like, you know, my diabetes is fading away, like my numbers is going down, you know, same with like, you know, all these other, you know, issues, right?
So
Some people have like with the eczema, or some people got like rash. And then you really, like, from my own eyes, you know, I done give people herbs, and then they come to me like, damn, yo, like that is gone.
It worked.
And I'm like, what? Like, even in my head, like, you know, more or less, some people would tell you herb is good for this, but when you give somebody the herb and they done come back 2-3 weeks later and like, nah, yo, like my rash is gone, or oh, my knee feel better, or like, oh, like I'm not sick, you know what I mean? Like I done had people who was sick for 2 months, and they done came and, you know, we gave them one bag of tea, like a blend, you know, and 2-3 days they're good.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, you know.
Nah,
And I'm like, nah, this is like, you
that
know,
made you
it's
feel
like a
good,
cheat
right?
code or something, you know. So I'm like, all right,
I mean,
we're
in the
doing
Bible-
it make you feel good.
in the
Of course.
Bible it says
Herbs are for the healing of the nation.
Yeah.
And we all know that.
yeah.
We all know that. But like,
even like
just to see it, you know, in your own eyes, and then someone physically like bringing you this, and then you give them something, and they come back and it's gone. You know, I'm like, we're doing something right here. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's kind of how I started. And then I never really was like, I started and was never really like, oh, I'm starting a business. It was more
when
like,
did you transition? When did you decide to be like, you know what? I'm gonna name myself Alkaline Vegano. That's gonna be my whole life. Because for me, when I see you, and there's nothing wrong, because I'm pretty much about God and alkaline. That's my identity now. When did you decide to make that your identity and also start a business? What led you to start this, bro?
all right, so well, I had stopped basically working as a mechanic, you know, because once I started doing this, I kind of was like, you know, let me fall back. You know, I was breathing in like,
I was thinking, I can imagine
shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we was machining.
You really had heavy.
You know what I'm saying? There was literally metal in the air.
Yeah.
And like that shit fucks with you. You go on at the night blowing out shit out of you, know? It's disgusting, you know?
Oh man.
But and hey, I did that for years, you know? So, you know, when I was like, you know, let me take a break, you know. I was on unemployment for a little bit. I took a trip, right? I took a trip to Hawaii, you know. And I was like, once I was out there, and I done did like a 6.
What year was this? What year was this? Like how long ago?
This was I was still 22. This is when I'm starting, like just after, you know, I started the diet, maybe the alkaline diet, maybe a month or two. And I did a 6-day fast. And then randomly, you know, since I was on unemployment, randomly I was, my friend was, you know, ended up going to Hawaii. You know, he was there for like a week already. And then he just hit me. He was like, yo, bro, like, pull up, bro, come through, you know? And then, bro, I booked the flight, went the next day, you know? And on my job, still on the 6-day fast, you know? And this was my first ever fast.
Would you break your fast with?
Yeah, well, basically, so I was on the plane. It was a 12-hour flight. Well, 6 hour, 6.5, something like that. I had a layover, and then it was another 5.
Wow.
You know? And I ain't eaten nothing, and on the second flight, I had a couple walnuts. Definitely not the best way to break your fast, right? But I was, you know, whatever. I was improvising, you know. And then I got there. Mind you, by the time we ended up getting to the Airbnb and shit, it was late. But I got there, I found a bunch of papayas, some bananas, and yeah, I broke my fast with fruits out in Hawaii. It was beautiful, delicious fruit. So once I got there,
Yeah.
beautiful, you know, I then started like really getting into the herbs. I'm like searching up herbs, and I'm literally seeing them, you know, like we're doing hikes and stuff. I'm finding blue vervain.
What to the real?
I'm finding blue vervain. I'm finding Damiana. I'm finding all these things growing wild, you know? And I'm like, wow, you know? And it was just the coolest thing to me to just like learn about these herbs and then go see them and able to pick and be able to pick them and actually try them fresh, and, you know, or like pick them fresh. I'll leave them, like sometimes we would go out, I'll leave them on the counter. They would dry slowly, and I come back and make a tea, you know? And to me, and I'm feeling the power of the herbs, and I'm learning about them all at the same time. It was a beautiful thing, and ever since then, I've just been super inspired to share that and to to help people with it, because it's not, I don't think it's something that should be like gate kept, right?
Yeah,
It's something that
definitely not.
everybody should know about, because like you said, it's in the Bible, right? Herbs are for the healing of the nation, right? It's just about what herbs. We're talking about the native herbs. We're not talking about the hybrid plants, that plants that man has messed with. We're talking about the herbs that grow wild, just like the
That's it.
dandelion, right? You go out here, you see dandelion everywhere. Not one person's out here planting dandelion.
Naturally
You know what I'm saying?
happens, yeah.
That's just popping up from the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the plants that you want to take, that you want to, you know what I mean? The plants that are native plants, those are the plants that are going to help heal. These are the plants that is going to, that's going to be more effective.
No, that's so true, man.
And yeah, that's really where kind of, the spark started. And I came back and I was like, nah, this is good. And then mind you, I got a bunch of people asking me, oh, you can make me sea moss, or you can, I was making like iced teas and stuff, with the herbs, and then like, key limes, that type of
It
stuff.
came natural. It
came naturally.
It seems like
It was more like people were just asking me for stuff, and then I was like, all right, I got you. And then it came into like, all right, I'm making all this stuff. I might as well, throw a label on it. And then, oh, wait, I need to have a name on the label. You know what I
how'd you
mean?
think of your name, like Alkaline Vegano?
Well, in Italian, so I'm Italian, right?
Yeah,
Italian vegan is vegano.
Vegano.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Same as Spanish. A lot of
Makes
people
sense,
think I'm
that's
Spanish
vegano.
because of that, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, that's kind of where I got it from, and nothing too complicated or anything like that.
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because today I'm next door.
Yeah.
Some dude's like, "Yo, is you Alkaline Vegano?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm interviewing him today though."
Oh, right.
And I was like, "I don't think we look alike."
Right, yeah.
But they thought I was
Small world.
They thought I was you.
Yeah, man. And that's basically where I got started.
Yeah. So right now, what are these things on the table? Like, if you
So this is a couple of my products here,
hey,
right?
show them everything, bro. Tell 'em.
So we got some sea moss here. This isn't your sometimes known.
Why is this sea moss better than the sea moss you might see at a Chinese store?
Okay, so this sea moss is natural, right? This is growing wild, like we were saying about the native plants, right?
Yeah.
This grows wild. This is known as scientifically as Chondrus crispus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like we're saying, this is a native. Like you saying in if you go to like the Chinese market or wherever, you find this other sea moss.
That's like pool grown.
That's like fake.
Fake.
That's somebody literally. They're doing that for money. They're not doing that. Like this is like nobody's saying what we're saying with the dandelions. Nobody's planting.
God put this in.
This is just grow.
From God.
It's growing off the rock.
Yeah.
That's one way you can know that your sea moss is legit or not. If it's attached to a rock when you're picking it, most people aren't harvesting their sea moss. Or sometimes if you're getting a big bag of sea moss and you see like a little rock attachment, that's a good sign.
Where would you want to get sea moss from? What countries or regions?
I don't really like to put out countries to say like one is the best or like this comes from Peru.
That comes from Peru.
This comes from Peru. But I don't like to say what's better than others because, bro, if you live in Jamaica and I'm saying Honduran sea moss,
Yeah.
I don't want the people in Jamaica to think that the Honduran sea moss is the only sea moss they can take. The Honduran sea moss is amazing. That's what Dr. Sebi was using. But I don't want them to think that's the only sea moss.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
As long as it's
Because
like a clean water source.
exactly. You want to get the best, the
Yeah.
best thing.
Like, you wouldn't trust something from like China.
No.
That'd be like
I would say the Caribbean, if it's going to be the Gracilaria, the more stringy sea moss,
Mhm.
the Caribbean water.
That's what's
If if you want the Chondrus, it's going to come, this grows in
Yeah.
cold water. You know what I mean? It's a little different, And then the Chondrus, this is the Chondrus crispus, like we're talking. I call it Chondrus for short. This is very good for heavy metals, to remove heavy metals from the body. It's also good for digestion. It's good for the skin. It's good for energy. It's going to give you calcium for the bones.
I call it the multivitamin. Like
It's your daily,
I tell you
your
this is
daily
the
multivitamin.
ultimate the ultimate.
But we don't like to
multivitamin.
say vitamin.
Yeah, I
We're
know.
talking minerals.
minerals. You're
We're
right.
saying calcium, iodine, zinc, bromide, magnesium. All, you know what I mean? This is loaded with minerals.
Yeah,
And that's why it makes you feel so good. And it helps remove mucus. And it helps with the joint pains. It's amazing.
pretty much
right?
everything.
Yeah, that's why we're taking it every day. And then so So that's the sea moss, right? That's one kind of sea moss.
Yeah.
We provide two. This is what I have here today to show you. And then what we got here, this is a special mushroom. It's called chaga mushroom.
Yeah, I
right?
tried that. It's really good.
Very anti-cancer. It helps to boost the immune system. It's a powerful mushroom. It takes almost 5 years to grow one chunk
Wow.
of chaga. It grow usually off the birch trees. Yeah, this one's harvested near Canada up north, right?
Yeah.
And then this is a very powerful mushroom too. A lot of people use it to make like coffee replacements because it does give you energy as well. And it comes when you brew it for a good period of time, it becomes a nice dark color, almost like coffee. So a lot of people use this in their like coffee blends, coffee, right? We're not talking about regular coffee. We're talking about an herbal or a mushroom coffee, right? Yeah, that's a powerful one. And then, we got like a spice blend we make with all alkaline spices just to make, your life easier, right? If you're cooking we're all in a rush sometimes, you know what I mean? So instead of grabbing 5, 6 jars, we got it all in here for you, like onion powder, thyme.
See, you see the diversity. You can have everything alkaline. You can have multivitamin. I don't want to say multivitamin, but you can have something like this.
Yeah, like your daily driver,
spices.
Yeah, exactly.
Even like the soap, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna get into that. So we do provide, the name's Alkaline Vegano, but we do provide a special kind of honey, a stingless bee honey that you can use for your eyes.
Not no regular honey. This is like an alkaline honey, actually.
Exactly. And it comes from a native bee. These bees are the size of a fly, maybe even smaller, right? And those bees, they get into different native plants. They're very smart, so they only choose the native medicinal plants
like
when they exactly, when they gather their nectar to bring back to the hive. Right?
Wow, that's amazing.
So that honey becomes very powerful, right? Very potent. And then that honey also, these bees, they can, regular honey is basically sugar, right? You're talking about the bees we have here in the United States. It's basically sugar, right? These bees do something very special where they like convert that sugar into something called trehalulose. Trehalulose is a sugar that breaks down very slowly throughout the body, right? When you take regular sugar, it spikes your blood sugar. That's why diabetics can't have sugar, because it spikes their blood.
So you're saying diabetics could have this honey?
Exactly, right? Because this sugar breaks down very slowly throughout the day. It doesn't spike your blood sugar like that, And then this honey is also used for the eyes, for the ocular health.
Yeah, I see that a lot, man.
Glaucoma, feeding the brain. It helps with brain fog.
About that, I seen that you guys had a testimony recently that there was like a lady that could not see, legally blind, and then
basically, yeah,
you guys did the test results, and then after,
well, she did that.
She did herself.
That was on her
herself, and then after she took the honey, she could see again, right? And she was like,
so she used it. We told her to use it once or twice a day. She used it 3 times a day. I was, her, decision, right? And basically, she had dementia, she had cataract, she had early stages of glaucoma, and basically within, she used it for about, I think I want to say it was like 3 to 4 months. She used it consistently. She also was taking a tonic, right? I made of Cascara sagrada, right, which is a bitter herb that helps to clean the gut. And that basically helps when you clean your gut, it's like you're feeding you're clearing your head, your brain, So when you clean your stomach out, your thoughts are gonna flow better. Her dementia was starting to fade, and she was on a raw alkaline diet as well. So that's, these are the things that really made a difference.
Yeah. What you gotta do.
Exactly.
Yeah, not know you.
But she basically, her vision was like 20-500 when 20/20 is perfect vision, right? So 20-500 is basically blind,
Ooh.
And she went down to like 20- I want to say it was like 150, which is a major increase.
She could see
again. She exactly.
Yeah, like,
dementia faded.
The dementia,
she remembers her grandson, which is the one who actually bought the tonic. And was applying the honey to her.
Yeah, he's a
and yeah, he's a good guy. And basically, he was doing that consistently on a raw alkaline diet, taking the tonics and using the honey. And basically her dementia faded, her glaucoma pressure went down, her cataracts were gone. The doctor was like, thought that she got the surgery.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't breathe. And what is this honey called that people that may not know about this honey?
It's known as melipona honey or Maya honey or jimarito. There's a few different names depending on where it comes from, but all in all, it's stingless bee honey coming from native stingless bees.
Wow. That's amazing.
And these bees are coming from the Caribbean. It's like a jungle honey, let's say, and they're the flowers that these bees choose, as I was saying, are highly medicinal plants, and and the honey is amazing. We make a shampoo out of it because it's great for the skin. So this is going to help with dandruff, strengthen the roots for your hair.
That's actually the soap I use. I use the bar soap though, but it's amazing.
Yeah, so we do a bar as well for the body, but this is for the hair.
Amazing with eczema.
And then we get the wax from these amazing stingless bees, and we infuse it with herbs like chaparral, oregano, arnica, calendula, and it's amazing for the skin, for eczema, for acne, psoriasis, dry skin, and you're getting the benefits. You're getting an anti-inflammatory benefit from the stingless beeswax. It's a very rare product.
Yeah, and I'd use that too. By the way, this honestly works for eczema. And but the one thing, like a lot of people may take herbs, but I noticed that even for myself, the herbs worked only when I was on a clean diet. I want you to explain to people that it's not just the herbs. Like,
for sure. I get where you're going at. So the herbs, right? The herbs work, right? Let's just say this. The herbs work, right? But they work so much better with the alkaline diet, right? This is what Dr. Sebi created. Dr. Sebi created the diet to go along with the herbs. The diet of the more native plants, right? The native plants that are going to nourish you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the herbs that are going to nourish and cleanse your body, right? So they go hand in hand, This is how, it's more of a natural way of living. When he made this list, he went back into time almost, right? To the native plants, to the plants that weren't hybridized, to the plants that weren't genetically modified, right?
Without a man's touch, basically.
Exactly. To the plants that grow naturally.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
And then he created this diet based off of these plants, Yeah, the diet was created to go with the alkaline herbs. So, healing takes place faster.
Yeah, I want to ask you about this. What is this tonic about? Like, why is that more potent than like a regular like
tea?
Yeah.
Okay, so the tonic, right?
Yeah,
tonic is concentrated, right?
Yeah.
The tonic is a whole bunch of alkaline herbs, right? And it's concentrated, boiled on and off for about 3 days, right?
Will you boil it for 3 days?
On and off, yeah.
Wow.
That's what makes it so strong. And we're also using like a big bag of herbs. It's not like when you make a tea, you use like a little scoop.
Two scoops.
We're using a big bag of herbs to make this.
So this is like
it's very concentrated. So it's gonna affect you. You take 2 tablespoons, it's gonna affect you like you drank 2-3 cups of tea. Basically.
That's why you say only 2 to 3 tablespoons.
Yeah, you could take more. You can't overdose on it. It's gonna have you, charged up extra. But yeah, and this one is an iron tonic, right? So it's a blood cleanser, gives you energy, helps with skin issues, anti-inflammatory. We can go on and on, but yeah, this is very powerful.
Okay, that's what's.
And that's basically what a tonic is. We're concentrating it, we're making it more strong, so where a small amount of liquid is going to almost equal it would, the amount it would for a whole cup of tea, So, yeah. And then all you're doing is taking 2 shots a day or 2 tablespoons. And, and you're getting your blood cleanse. It's even targeting the liver and the kidneys. Yeah, it's very powerful. So that's what we do with the tonics to make them, to make them more powerful, right? We're cooking them for 2, like I said, 3 days.
I didn't know the process. I just knew.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is different. Some herbs don't need to be cooked as long, and then they only get stronger like that, basically.
Facts, bro. So now that you're doing all this, you're working at basically an alkaline store. You're making products. Like, where do you see yourself going in the future? What are you eventually like? What's your main goal behind
my
goals?
Your future, I'd like to
5-year plan, if you could say.
I'd like to buy some land, somewhere, tropical, I guess you could say, somewhere warm where I can grow the fruits that are alkaline, the fruits that I enjoy. And then it'd be nice. It'd be a really good goal of mine to be able to provide that for the community out here. to figure out how to import it, and because that's what we're doing here at the store. We're bringing fruits, we're bringing basically all the alkaline stuff that we can find, that we can bring in, stuff from Mexico, stuff from Grenada, stuff from DR, and we're bringing all the the stuff, because we know here the soil in America is not it, right? It's
And the chemtrails,
and they got chemtrails, so it'd be amazing to be able to provide organic, natural, alkaline, tropical fruits and be able to bring that here for the people. So that would be a good goal of mine. I think that's probably one of my main ones at the moment. I mean, obviously we like to open up more stores and more alkaline restaurants and all that, because this is what's needed out here where we are right now. So yeah, I mean, in my eyes, it'd be nice to have an alkaline restaurant, another one out here somewhere, maybe in Jersey or Manhattan, something like that. And then it'd be nice to have a little piece of land to start growing this stuff, because it does take time. You plant the tree, it's not gonna give you fruit that same day. You know what I mean? So it'd be nice to get the ball rolling on that, because I eventually would like to provide that for the community.
Nah, yeah, I respect that, man, and that's something that I wish I want to see that more. I'm tired of see 7-Elevens everywhere. There's not a lot of special stores like this one right here.
That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make.
How did you get into the community? Like how did you tap in? Like when did you meet the people you know now? Like what led you to come? You went to events, because I know back in the day they didn't have events really.
Yeah, it wasn't. When I was first starting this, it wasn't really too much of that. So I was kind of just doing it on my own.
So you was making I think one time I seen you at Food for Niggas. You was giving out herbs.
Oh yeah, we did. Me and Victor. Victor Bowman, Dr. Sebi's son.
Yeah.
We did. We did a giveaway. And I met a couple people there. He was doing a giveaway. Let's break it.
Okay.
He was doing a giveaway, and I noticed, and I seen that it looked like there was a lot of people coming, right? And I was like, damn. I was like, I got a whole. This was when I was starting my business, right? So I had a whole bunch of sour sop leaves. I had some Condres crispus, some sea moss from Peru, and I was like, let me see if he needs, if he wants a hand or if he needs some extra herbs, because I have a whole bunch, So.
And did you know Victor at this time, or you didn't know him?
I didn't really know him like that,
So that's the first time you say you met him?
I might have met him at an event maybe beforehand or something like that. But to be honest, I'm not really, I don't think that was the first time I met him. But this is the first time we really connected like that, let's say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then so I called him, or no, I texted him on Instagram or whatever. And then he called me. And he was like, yo, bro, where you at? Come pick it up right now. Mind you, he's in Brooklyn, I'm in Jersey, and he flew from California. That's why I really called him, because I was like, there's no way, not there's no way, but it's tough to bring all these herbs with you, especially when you're just giving them away and there's a lot of people coming, So I was like, man, I could definitely throw some herbs in there if he wants, So I told him what I had, and he was like, yo, bro, I'll come get it right now, And I was like, man, nah, I'll just bring them to you. So I pulled up, and then we did the giveaway, we was explaining the herbs to people. Funny thing is, during that giveaway, we had gave some, it's crazy, I don't even remember what we gave her, because it was just so much going on that day. But at one of these events that we did after, some lady comes and she said, one of these herbs, or some of the herbs that you gave me, I gave them to my mother, and her cancer is gone.
What?
And all this stuff. And I was like, wow. I don't even know what to be honest, bro, nah.
Just one of them, the work.
I mean, because, bro, we gave away thousands of dollars worth of herbs. You know what I mean? We had big bags of herbs.
Yeah,
there was a whole line all the way down the block.
Yeah, I see
there was a ton of people.
Yeah.
So right then and there, I didn't I wasn't sure what I gave her, or but she came back, and I was like, man, that made me feel so good, And I'm like, all right, so we're doing, it makes you feel like, all right, we're going in the right direction here, And that's how I linked up with Victor, kinda. And then ever since then, he's like, bro, anything you need, I got you. And we've been cool since,
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I linked up with him. I started meeting a whole bunch of people.
Because they come around, because there's an alkaline event, they're going to want to.
Exactly. And then you see all your network, you start to, little by little, you start to see the same people.
Kind of like me.
And then, exactly. And then it's like, oh, man, I know you, how you feeling, how you doing. You start, chit chat. Some people might tell you about a spot that they know that you don't, or some people might tell you about like a website that they know and you don't. You know, you never know. And it's just the networking is what helps make the lifestyle easier. Oh, you can go here and they got, you know, burdock root or something like that. You know, if you're looking for it, oh, you get what I'm saying? Or, oh, there's an alkaline restaurant here, and, you know, and that's just a good way to network and just make the life easier or make people's lives easier.
Because a lot of stuff is underground, I feel. It's not really.
Well, yeah, it's not really like
mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, you got it little by little. More recently, it's been I've noticed that people are starting to wake up.
Yeah, I think I went to Walmart one day and I seen they had sea moss powder, but I turned it around and it had like a lot of ingredients so I couldn't even pronounce.
Yeah, so that's what you got to be careful with. You know, always go to the grocery store, read the ingredients.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a great habit to get into because, bro, what you put in your body is gonna have an effect on you, whether positive or negative.
Yeah.
So we want to know what's going in our bodies, right? That's why we want to grow our own food and we want to, you know, do these things for ourselves, you know?
Nah, I feel that.
Because you're putting basically, when you live in the United States, you're putting your trust of what you're eating, what you're drinking in somebody else's hands, you know? Most of the time. Unless you're reading the ingredients, you're making your own stuff, you know? You're making your own food, you're meal prepping, you're making your own juices, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different, you know?
Yeah,
Instead of going to the store and trusting everything like, oh, this is all we got. No, it's not always all you got, you know what I mean? There's always another way, you know?
Nah, that's the hardest.
You know, it may not be the best way on earth, but it's the best you know, in the situation that you're in, you know? And that's what we have to, you know, we have to highlight, I guess you could say, because
now you can't trust anything. You gotta read it. You
gotta read your ingredients because not everybody, they don't care about your health.
They don't.
You go to Walmart, you think they're like, oh, let's not put this in there because they're not gonna. No, they put it in there because it preserves it and makes it last 3 years on the shelf. They don't care if it's gonna mess your kidneys up in a year. Or they don't care. It has nothing to do with them. You know,
facts.
It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That is not their goal. Their goal is to make the sale, to make their product last long, and to make it shelf stable, you know? But mind you, you got a piece of fruit like we got here, they don't last more than a couple of days because it's a real fruit. It's not you know, it's not sprayed. You know, the sprays are also another thing to preserve them. You know, they coat things with wax, like you were saying, the key limes. They coat key limes.
Tell them.
So they coat key limes with like
Cockroach, right?
with with some crazy shit, you know, to help it preserve so that the lime lasts longer, you know. So that's why, you know, we're very cautious when we buy things like that, you know, to make sure that, you know, we're not getting got, basically.
Nah,
and, you know, you make sure your fruit doesn't have wax coating on it. Because, you know, they might say a wax, but you never know what else.
Nah, it's really, I studied it. It's literally, sounds nasty. You may not believe it. And I forgot the name they used. But it's literally comes from a cockroach, the wax.
It's crazy.
And you know, cockroaches are dirty. Like, why they not around key limes? They don't got to do that, but they do that.
Stupid, man. So, yeah, they don't have to because we get boxes of key limes here, no wax. And they're fine, you know, they're fine.
And you know what gets me like frustrated? I remember Victor was like, yo, you don't know, 99% of mangoes is fake in America. And I hurt my heart because I'm like, I love mangoes.
Well, you got to understand, too.
It's true, though. It's true.
It's a lot of hybrid stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, like, for example, right, what was Alfonso mango? That's somebody's last name, like the smaller yellow ones. That's somebody's last name.
Kind of like the Haas avocado.
Exactly, like the Haas avocado. Is not the original avocado. That is Haas was somebody's last name.
Yeah.
Somebody owns the patent to Haas avocado. That should not be the most eaten avocado in the world. That does not make any sense. We need to have the more native plants. I'll show you a real.
Yeah. He's gonna get some fruits, the real fruits from like the native lands. Grab a couple.
Yeah.
Mango, son.
Hayden mango.
Yeah, he's grabbing right now some real alkaline fruits. Maybe like a
bananas.
Yeah.
So this is just an example, right?
They look different from the stores because they're actually natural, real stuff.
So you see the avocado, it's much different, right, than the Haas, right? This is a Caribbean avocado, as they call it out there, pear. They call these pears.
It looks like a pear.
Yeah. and it's different. It's a different taste. I think these are way tastier in my opinion and much better for you, right? Then we got, this is the Hayden mango. It's a little bit more, it's more original. It's less hybridized. Like Alfonso, right? We're talking about the honey mangoes. Those are the yellow ones, hybrid. Yeah. And then the burro bananas. These are bananas. These are real bananas. These grow wild. These grow wild. If you break them open, they got seeds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
See.
And mind you, this is cool because you can make this into, when it's green, you can make it into fries.
Like plantain.
Tostones. You know my Spanish people, we love tostones. And you can make them into pretty much mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
All that, bruh.
Yeah. If you open these on the inside here, there's small little seeds, you know? And that's what makes these bananas, you know, being able to grow, like, again, these fall, right? And then eventually, you know, compost and
Yeah.
you know, another seed can be planted, you know? If you go to the Cavendish bananas that they got in the store, those don't got seeds. How do they reproduce those?
Yeah.
They clone them.
Mm-hmm.
They clone them. So if a store, that's why they're very, you know, they're very sensitive, right? So if there's a certain storm comes, it wipes out all the plants and they got nothing to clone with. And this banana that we have in the stores nowadays could become extinct. Not so with these bananas.
Because they just repopulate by itself.
They repopulate by itself, or also you can save the seeds.
Yeah,
You know, they're very small, might be a pain in the ass, but you can definitely do it. You know,
you're right.
So this is some things that create, you know, the difference, I guess you could say. And those bananas, those Cavendish, you know, the regular bananas, those do not grow wild.
Nah, you're right, bro.
Obviously, because they have to clone them to create enough.
Even with the watermelons too. Even with the watermelons, people be getting the fake
Seeded watermelons. You want your fruits to be seeded. Why are we eating seeded grapes? You go to Italy, where, you know, my family's from. They don't have seeded grapes. I mean, seedless grapes. They don't have seedless watermelon. You know, I was trying to explain to them, like, oh, you know, it's kind of like tough to find by us to find the seeded ones. And they like didn't even understand what I was trying to say.
It's like foreign to them.
Because they don't even have that there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you go to like a bodega, the grapes have seeds. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you get any watermelon, the watermelon has seeds. You understand? Like it's different. Like, you know, here, for some reason here in America, like, oh, like, I don't know, somebody ate a grape and like, oh, I don't like the seed. Let's figure out how to not have this. Like, that is bullshit.
Yeah.
To be honest, you know, excuse my French.
Nah, it's all good.
But
right about.
you know,
You're right about.
and this is just little things, you know, little by little. We could go on and on.
Like, would you? I always say this: would you mess with a girl that don't have ovaries and eggs, but they look like a girl? Would you mess with a girl like that? You know, I wouldn't. I don't know. I want a real female. I want real fruits with seeds. But that is so true.
You definitely want the real thing. You know,
Yeah, and
say that, especially when, you know, when people are sick. You know, we can't be sick, right, and expect to eat the same foods that made us sick. You can't expect those foods to help you. You got to stop eating the foods that made you sick first, and then start taking the herbs, start eating the right foods, and then you'll see a big change.
facts.
You know, you can't expect, people come in here all the time and they expect to just take a tea, right? And then they expect all their problems to go away. But if you're still, you know, if you're still doing the same things that caused your cancer or caused your diabetes, what makes you think, yeah, the herbs work. The herbs work. But like, you know, if what's to say that, you know, you finish the bag of tea, your numbers go down, or, you know, your diabetes go down, you know, or your inflammation goes down, whatever the case may be, whatever, you know, or your tumor starts to shrink, whatever it is, right? And you can't just, you know, take it's going away, let me go back to eating the same things I was eating. You're just going to start the problem all over again, you know? So it's really a lifestyle change, you know?
Facts,
it's
bro.
more than just like a diet, let's say, you know what I mean? In my eyes.
Nah, you're right.
bro.
And it's
Everybody has a different way to look at it, you know?
nah, and
But
it's,
in my eyes, that's how I like.
nah, bro. You everything you said is facts, bro. And it's crazy to me that, like, my mom's from Ecuador, my family's from Ecuador, and my mom said she used to see guanabana, which is sour sap.
They don't treat it the way we treat it out here.
Fall from the tree, it's all over the floor, and she said they would just like regrow.
Here we're like cherishing every little piece. It's like because it's not native here.
Yeah.
You know, when we get it here, it's a treat. Over there, it's like just like any other fruit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like whatever.
And they come over here to make money, but they're sick. But then, like, if you really notice, like, the rich people go to the Caribbeans and the South America to get their health and rejuvenate it back. So it's kind of like people in those countries may not have money, but they're rich. They're rich.
Oh yeah, they're rich in resources.
Yeah.
In the land.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about knowing how to plant the seed, knowing how to, you know, start farming. In my eyes, that's where the real wealth is. This money, this paper shit, this money, that's bullshit, you know, in my eyes. Because one day something could happen and that could be wiped out.
You're right.
But you could plant the seed and that seed is still going to bear
Continue.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that, you know, nobody can really take that away from you. That's all in let's say, you know, in God's hands, right?
Unless it's
You know.
Santos, right?
Oh, wait.
They try to stop.
That's all.
That's all. We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's the
another
alkaline
thing.
stuff.
But
yeah.
you get what I'm getting at, you know.
Yeah.
It all has to do with,
Nah,
with-
facts, bro.
you know, with nature. We're getting back to nature, you know. Even like little things like, you know, taking your shoes off and
Grounding yourself.
planting your bare feet
Yeah.
in the dirt or in the grass, you know. Little things like this, they make a big difference. It's all frequencies, you know. You're getting you know, you're channeling your energy with the earth, you know. Same when you touch a tree. Same when you stare at the sun while it's rising. You know what I'm saying? That's called sun gazing.
Sun gazing.
You don't want to stare at it while it's up full, but while it's rising or while it's setting, you can look at the sun and it's actually good for you.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? I did that one time and I was super hungry. And I went outside in the sun and I was tired and hungry, mind you, sleepy and all that.
And you felt
I went outside. I think the sunset was coming down. I looked at the sun. I know my mom and my friends may think I'm crazy, but I really was looking at it for like 10 minutes.
and it's
I wasn't hungry. I was tired.
not a coincidence.
I was like, yo, it just like fed me. And I hear people be doing that to
You
get.
gotta understand, where did the plants, right? Think about a plant. Where does it when it's getting the sun,
Yeah.
it's getting fed.
Yeah.
You understand? It's getting fed. So why would it be different from us?
Pretty much.
know,
And that's the healthiest foods for us, plants and
The
vegetables.
sun,
Yeah.
the water, you know, it's really the simple things in life that is what is our medicine, right? The herbs. Medicine grows all around. You know, those dandelions, those are medicine. The root is good for the kidneys. You know what I mean? The leaf is good for, you know, it's good for the kidneys too. It's good for chlorophyll. You know, you take the leaf and you juice it. It's good for chlorophyll. It's good for cleansing the blood. You know, the flower even, you can make a tea. You know, it's endless things, you know. The burdock, we're here in New Jersey. The burdock's growing. A lot of people don't know the burdock, they grow.
In New Jersey?
Yeah, the burdock grows here, man. Yellow dock grows here. You understand? Wild raspberries grow here. Mullet grows here. People just, you know, it's nowadays people are just like, oh, they want to see a name on a bag and buy the bag. But in my eyes, we should really learn what the plant looks like, smells like, tastes like, so where we know, you never know, somebody can make a mistake and not know what they're doing and give you a bag that says mullein and it could be a whole different plant because they thought it was something else. So that's where it should be. You should know, so where you never get got or you never, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's just in my eyes, you know, I like to know what the plants look like. Or so if you're on a hike and you see the plant, oh, that's mullein or that's burdock or that's dandelion, you know? It's nice. It's good to know this stuff. These are the things we need to know so then you could eventually harvest your own herbs.
I think you was harvesting one time wild mushrooms too.
Oh, yeah, we do mushrooms, yeah.
Chicken to the woods, I think.
In the fall time over here, the mushrooms.
Yeah, they do.
We do. You know, last year we found some chicken of the woods.
I went to a whole class about that. You gotta be careful because sometimes you could get poisoned.
Oh, yeah, you gotta know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because you could die.
Yeah.
You could die from a mushroom.
Mushrooms are definitely,
that
gotta be
Super
careful.
Mario thing, the Super Mario thing, like
Yeah.
you get a bad
Colorful ones, I try to watch out.
Yeah, that's so.
But we found some chicken of the woods, some lions.
I want to try
wild.
lion's mane.
Maitake or head of the woods, they call it.
Not wait, shiitake's the bad one. Man.
Yeah, shiitake.
And it sounds nasty anyway.
Yeah. But the maitake, they call it. Maitake or hen of the woods. You know how we got chicken of the woods? They call that one a hen.
Hand in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was delicious. It's one of my favorite mushrooms
Yeah.
to eat. You know,
All right.
delicious. It's also good for the brain too. Same with the lion's mane. But yeah, and the chaga. We found the chaga too, upstate New York. You know.
Yeah, it's funny you say. I know a girl that I got the chaga. She says she harvests it herself upstate New York. She goes and you You could
This
get
stuff
you
grows.
could get this
This
stuff in
stuff
America.
grows. You gotta just know how to identify it and put in the time and effort to pick it, clean it, dry it. You know, it's not always just finding it. You know, you still gotta do it extra. You know, you find a chaga, right? Like, it don't come perfectly chopped up. Like, you got a big chunk. You know, you clean it off a little bit. You know what I mean? You can make sure it's fully dried. You know, it's not just picking and making the tea. You know,
Nah, facts, bro.
but yeah.
You pretty much go to the source and you get it. That's what you.
I mean, we try to.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
some
most
things come from other countries
Yeah.
where it's a little harder to go every time.
But you
know,
know,
so where we get it, we find
Yeah.
a reliable source. We always make sure the source is on point, and then we bring it in or import it. I use it myself personally before I would ever give it to anybody else.
Yeah.
And then if it's good, then we got it for the people.
Yeah.
You know. So that's how we like to do things here, you know.
And I'm gonna be honest, like I had eczema so bad. I think I even remember calling you on the phone, almost crying, right? I was like, yo, bro, I can't live my life. My eczema's harming me. Like, I think I always felt good energy from you. And like, I felt like I seen like some videos, like what made me believe in you. I think I seen some videos you go to like the motherlands of like where these herbs are from. And I was like, you know what? If this dude's going there, I feel like that's the real medicine. So when I hit you up, I remember you gave me some free herbs and like to try out, and like I bought some herbs from you, of course. And like I was still eating bad, but I seen it working. But when I started fasting and taking your herbs, that's when I noticed.
When the diet let's forget the diet for a second. Now we're talking about
Fasting. Yeah, talk about
fasting is the fastest way to heal your body.
And it's
That's
free.
why it's called fasting. And like he said, it's free.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we can't even bring the excuses up, right?
I can't have money. Yeah.
We can't bring the excuses up. You're saving money, if anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, these are powerful things. But yeah, man, I do remember you reaching out, you know.
And it doesn't work.
And when I'm you know, when you're reaching out, I'm like, man, we gotta do something for you, man. Because I know you're a genuine person too, you know.
Yeah,
and anybody that reaches out, you know, we all need help now and then. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect either, you know. But we all, if I can help you, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, when I look at Alkaline Vegano, like I don't look at the people in the white coats as doctors, because to me, they're like wizards or whatever they are. I think I don't even care what they do. I'm not listening to them. To me, this is a doctor right here. This is a person, bro, that puts in the time and effort to research and find all these herbs. So to me, this is a real doctor, a healer. To these other people, yeah,
I don't even like to label myself as a doctor.
I mean,
or a healer. I just like to,
Yeah.
you know,
herbalist.
yeah, we we mess with the herbs, but we mess with the alkaline herbs.
Yeah, bro.
You know, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Man, if you can give it's gonna be the last question. If you can give anybody advice trying to come into this alkaline lifestyle, because this is the Alkaline podcast. It's the healthiest podcast in the world. You already know. What's like the best advice you can give somebody trying to transition in? Because it's not easy. Everybody's addicted to some type of food, or you know, it's hard to give up meat and cheese. Yeah, what's the best advice you can give people out there listening, trying to see, because they may hear you and they be like, yo, I want to try it, but it's just, it might be the money, it might be the effort of cooking all the time. There's obviously no food spots around, barely, right?
Well,
What's the best advice you can give somebody trying to transition in?
the best advice could be, I basically would just give you what I did, right? I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to do any of this shit beforehand, right? Wasn't interested, you know? This made me, in my opinion, a better person. It made me know how to cook. It made me care for other people more. It made me just open my eyes to a whole nother world, right? So the best advice, be disciplined, right? Learn discipline. Learn how to be, how to stay, true to your word, right? So, oh, I want to do a fast this week. Do the fast. Don't break. You know what I mean? Start testing your body. Start testing yourself, See what what you got. And then if you fail or if you break, oh, okay, so I did 3 days. All right, bet, let's do 5 next time. Let's do 7 next time. You get what I'm saying? Or, let's just even start, like for me, like when I started doing the vegan, I tried to do the vegan shit. I like I said, I did it for like a month. But beforehand, I tried to do it. And I was like, taking one thing out, stopped eating meat, stopped eating cheese. Well, first thing was cheese. I stopped eating. That was one thing that really messed with me,
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped eating meat. And then, people were like, oh, well, you could eat fish. So I never really was liked fish like that. So I tried, I was like, oh, let's try. I tried, didn't work. It wasn't my thing, And then not even saying that fish is good. I don't even recommend eating fish. There's a lot of parasites and mercury.
Yeah, I mean,
But anyway, so it just, little by little taking things out. One thing, you start taking sugar out. You start taking all the starchy foods, the potatoes, all that stuff, yams, yuca, all that shit. You start taking all that out and just feeling how much better, how much lighter, how much, smoother your body moves. I think that is the best advice I can give you, because once you feel good, you feel good, you're doing something better. You're doing something right. And in my eyes, that's all the motivation you need.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
To where you feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You take someone that doesn't feel good to feeling good, they're going to want to keep feeling good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the best advice is to be disciplined and to, start somewhere. You got to start. Once you start somewhere, then you're on your way.
You're going to be addicted to the feeling instead of the foods.
Yeah, don't be like, oh, well, I want to do it, but this, but that. Just start somewhere. That would be my,
Nah, that's some good advice.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
We all started somewhere. I wasn't perfect. I was never, I never claimed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But, we did see, I seen amazing results with myself and with other people. So, over the years of doing this, I know the herbs work. I know the diet works. I know the whole system works. It's about being disciplined and consistent.
Nah, I like that advice.
You're really gonna see the major, the healing, the changes. Your skin clear up, your inflammation go down. You got mucus coming up.
Mm-hmm.
These are all good things. These are all things, signs of your body cleansing itself. Your body can heal itself. You just gotta create the right conditions for it.
Nah, facts, bro, and that's the way I think it should be, a slow transition. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but little by little, you'll get addicted to the way you feel instead of just getting addicted the way these foods
like
make
when people go to the gym and they start feeling good, they want to keep going to the gym. It's the same thing with the food. You start eating the right food, you start having more energy, I was like, the first couple months, I was like, oh my God, I was like a whole nother person, I was like charged up.
Yeah.
We'll call it whatever you want to call it, but natural high, whatever.
Yeah.
I was on it. I felt it. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts, bro.
And it's like, you start drinking, you start taking things.
Oh, yeah.
You drink a coconut, you drink a coconut.
Yeah.
Charged up. Like, it's different. You know what I mean? It's not like drinking a bottle of filtered water. That ain't going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
We recommend spring water. At least you're getting minerals. You're getting hydration. You're getting, you're getting something, The filtered water it's just water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not really doing much for you.
Yeah, you're right.
Or like the tap water. Definitely don't drink tap water. I know a lot of people that still drink tap water, and they're like arguing. I'm like, we're arguing over tap water. You got some research to do,
Yeah, right. Yo, man, I just wanted to say I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Of course, bro. I appreciate you as well, man.
Yeah, and everything you're doing, bro, I just want you to keep doing it. No matter if there's people hating on you, no matter if there's people looking down upon you, just know that they're not even on your frequency, bro. They're not even on
You love it. Yeah, and we,
we know.
We know. So, we take it day by day. We do the best we can, and and that's it, man. We keep moving forward.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I appreciate you coming on.
No worries, bro.
Anytime, bro. Like,
bro. I appreciate you as well, man. This is a great platform. I think this is gonna be something big, and that you keep doing what you're doing, man, because the world needs to hear, what people have to say, especially about this stuff.
Facts. And that's why I started this podcast, because I feel there's not really like an alkaline podcast out there telling the truth and knowing the people. And it took time. I wasn't here overnight. I literally had to know. I went to alkaline people that were
I know you've been planning this out too.
Yeah, I've been.
And I know you're someone that's gonna keep it real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, with the people. You know what I'm saying. So that's what's up, bro. And I respect that a lot. Because the truth is really all we got. You know what I'm saying.
Even if somebody hates me, I'm gonna say the truth. Nah, don't eat that. Eat that. You know.
Oh, you know how many people curse me out? Oh, don't eat cassava, don't eat yams, don't eat sweet potato, don't eat potato. people get mad, bro, because this is what they know. But, I had to do the change too. And, you think I was happy to stop eating? I used to like potatoes and shit too, but that shit is not good for you, man.
Yeah.
That shit is not doing anything positive for you.
Nah, you right, bro.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's causing inflammation, causing arthritis, all these things. So, people get mad, but, would you rather be mad or would you rather be sick? You know what I'm saying? The mad, that doesn't stay. So once you start cleaning your body, you start to become more happy. You start to become more, your skin gets clear. Like we're saying, your skin gets clear as you cleanse your blood, your kidneys, all these things. If you're backed up in your kidneys, where's it gonna come out? It's gonna come out your skin. Or if your blood is dirty, your skin you might have a rash or something. You might have this is where, things, these are things that people need to learn, because we all got skin, we all got blood, we all got kidneys, It's not like it's like a rare thing. Like, this is everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and don't let it get to the point that your life's threatened from foods.
Prevention is always better than, than cure, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to, we don't want to have to, get to that stage, It's better to just prevent it, do the maintenance, clean your body. Spring cleaning, we're supposed to be cleansing with the seasons,
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be doing a fast per season, As the weather changes, we're supposed to clean our bodies, And another thing, when you're first starting, people want to see results right away. You got to cleanse the gut, so you can start absorbing the nutrients. Some people are so backed up for years that, you could start putting the right foods in their body, but they're still their gut, they still got to cleanse because they got to be able to take in the nutrients and your body's got to be able to absorb them, or else you might just be eating and it might not really be doing anything,
Facts.
So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, man. Yo, you're right, bro. And like I said, I appreciate you for coming on, bro. And keep doing what you're doing, my bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
About to wrap it up. Yo, thank you for coming coming on to the healthiest podcast in the world. My name is Subi Alkaline. I'm here with Alkaline Vegano, aka Andrew.
Appreciate you, man.
And we out. Peace out.